I'm Anita Sarkeesian, and I run the video web series called Feminist Frequency. I started Feminist Frequency because I felt like feminism was sort of trapped in academic spaces and politically radical spaces. They talked about systems of oppression and privilege, but it was in this language that was really hard to understand, and I wanted to create a space where feminism was easy to engage with in an accessible way. I think that popular culture is a common language that we all speak. The poet Muriel Reichsire wrote that the universe is made up of stories, not of atoms, and I really like that quote because I feel like pop culture is one of the ways that we learn about ourselves and the world around us. There's often a lot of hostility towards watching TV, like it's this big, bad, horrible thing that's gonna warp our brains, but I don't think that's true. I'm a fan and I love stories, and part of being a fan for me is to enjoy and celebrate characters and stories and programs that I love while simultaneously being critical of the myths and representations that the media can perpetuate. I think it's important to critically engage with video games and comic books and movies and TV shows because it's a reflection of our society. I think that there's a lot of negative stereotypes and stories in the media that work to amplify and perpetuate oppressive social norms. I don't think we should just disconnect from the media and throw our TVs out, but that we should equip ourselves with critical media literacy tools to creatively and critically engage with the media. And fan communities have been doing this for decades. I chose a video web series format because I wanted to speak clearly and directly on some of these really complex issues. I put my videos on YouTube because I wanted to speak to my generation about systems of privilege and oppression and feminism, and increasingly we're an audiovisual culture. We're engaging with popular culture through remixing and video blogging in really interesting ways, and I feel like that's where the learning is actually happening. But sadly, educational institutions and academia are pretty hostile towards popular culture. I get a lot of support from people who really like my videos, and they've even been used as educational tools in classrooms and screened at film festivals. I've actually gotten messages from mothers who've sat down and watched them with their daughters, which is so heartwarming to me. But I also get a lot of harassment, as do most other feminist bloggers and women on YouTube. You might be surprised at the amount of times that I get comments that say, "Get back in the kitchen" or "Go make me a sandwich." It's nearly on a daily basis. And I feel like in order to deal with that, we also need to look at the inequities that exist in our society offline and how that reflects in these online spaces. But one way that I personally deal with comments is to moderate them, because I really want to create a space where people can come and engage with feminist ideas where they don't have to risk being harassed or ridiculed. You know, I think of it sort of like my living room. So if someone came to my house and started saying, "Get back in the kitchen," I would not so kindly kick them out. And I think of my website and my YouTube channel in the same way. You can check out my videos at feministfrequency.com, and you can also follow me on Twitter at femfreak.